Hello students, today we are going to study the line codes which is required for the digital communication, transmission and reception. So this point comes under the chapter number 2 that is a baseband transmission. The line code is the code used for the data transmission of digital signal over a transmission line. This process of coding is chosen so as to avoid the overlap and the distortion of the signal, such as the intersymbol interference. So line code is used for the data transmission of a digital data or digital signal over a transmission line to avoid the interference or intersymbol interference. So there are many properties of the line codes. So these are the as coding is done to make more bits transmit on a single signal, the bandwidth is used much reduced. So the coding line code is used to make the bits transmit over a single signal, and bandwidth required mean is reduced, and for a given bandwidth the power is efficiently used. The probability of the error is much reduced. Error detection is done, and the bipolar 2 has the correction capabilities also. Power density is much favorable. Timing contents is adequate, and the long string of ones and zeros is avoided to maintain the transparency. So these are the some properties of the line codes where the coding is efficiently done in this way so that the more bits transmitted in the single channel, bandwidth requirement gets reduced, power requirements efficiently can be used, error probability reduced, error detection and correction capability increases, power density is much favorable, timing constant should be the minimum, and by maintaining these, the long strings of ones and zeros is avoided to maintain the transparency. So these are some properties of the line codes. So there are different kind of the line codes, that is unipolar, bipolar and bipolar. So these are the three types of the line code. Next one, unipolar signaling. Unipolar signaling is also called as on-off scaling or simply OOS, that is on-off scaling. The presence of the pulse represents the 1 bit and the absence of the pulse represents the 0 bit. So in case of the unipolar signaling, the if pulse is available, so it indicates as a 1 bit, and if pulse is absent or 0, then that bit is represented as 0. So there are two variations in the unipolar signaling, that is non-return to 0, that is NRZ, non-return to 0 NRZ, and return to 0, that is RZ. So in unipolar signaling there are two kind of the polar, that is non-return to 0 and return to 0. So unipolar non-return to 0, that is NRZ type of the coding. In this type of the unipolar signaling, the high in data is represented by the positive pulse, that is it is represented as positive pulse called as a mark. So positive pulse called as a mark, which has the duration of t0. So this has the duration t0, which is equal to the symbol bit duration. So which is equal to the symbol bit duration. And low in data input has a no pulse. If the no pulse is available, that indicates as a low bit or 0 bit. So this is the clock. If the data 10100 is available, so the presence of the pulse is indicated as a 1 bit, and here the symbol is a 0 or no pulse is available, so the bit is indicated as a 1. Again for this one, the presence of pulse, for this 0, so no pulse, for these three ones the pulse is available, and for the 0 it is a no pulse. So this is the unipolar NRZ or non-return to 0 code. The advantages of this code, it is a very simple, lesser bandwidth is required. Disadvantages, no error correction is done at this code, unipolar inertial. The presence of low frequency component may cause the signal drop, and no clock pulse is present. And the loss of the synchronization is likely to occur, especially for the long strings of ones and zeros. If the long strings available, that is all are the ones or either all are the zeros, so in that case the loss of the synchronization can be occurred. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages of the unipolar NRZ. Next, unipolar return to zero code. So in this type of the unipolar signaling, the high in data through represented by the mark pulse, that is the presence of pulse, and its duration is t0, which is less than the symbol bit duration. So symbol bit duration is greater than the duration of the representing pulse, and the half of the bit duration remains high, but it immediately returns to 0 and shows the absence of the pulse during the remaining half of the bit duration. It is clearly understood by using this figure. So this is the clock and this is the data. Similar data is as taken as example 10100001110. So the 1 is represented by the half bit duration and half 0 bit duration. So this is the represented as a 1, and 0 is represented as a no pulse. Again 1 is represented as a half positive pulse and 0 pulse, and 0 is represented as a no pulse. Again 1 is represented as a half bit pulse of a duration. So this is the unipolar return to 0 code. Next, the advantages of the unipolar return to 0, it is a simple. The spectral line present at the symbol rate can be used as a clock, and the disadvantages are the no error correction capabilities is there, occupies twice bandwidth as a unipolar NRZ, and the signal drop is caused at the places where the signal is non-zero or at the 0 hertz. Polar signaling, that is a polar have the two methods, that is a polar NRZ and polar non return to 0. Polar NRZ, so this is the figure of polar NRZ. In this type of the polar signaling, the high in the data rate is represented as a positive pulse, while low in the data rate is represented as a negative pulse. In figure it is shown. So it is a polar, so it shows the positive as well as negative pulse. But in unipolar, there were not a negative pulse is available. So it is clearly shows in the figure. So this is the clock and this is the data. So positive pulse or 1 is available, represented as a 1 positive pulse, and 0 is represented as a negative pulse. Again 1 it is represented as a positive pulse and 0 is represented as a negative pulse. So it is a polar NRZ, non-return to 0. Polar NRZ. The advantage, it is a simple, no low frequency components are present, and disadvantages, no error correction, no clock is present. The signal drop is caused at the places where the signal is non-zero at the 0 hertz. Polar RZ. So in this type of the polar signaling, the high in data through represented by the mark pulse, and its duration is less than the symbol bit duration, that is a half bit duration, and half bit duration remains high, but it immediately returns to 0 and shows the absence of pulse during the remaining half of the bit duration. However, for low input, the negative pulse is represented in the data and the 0 level remains for the other half of the bit duration. So we can take the same example. This is the clock. The example data is 10100001110. So 1 is represented as a half positive pulse and 0, and 0 is represented as a negative half pulse and 0, return to 0. So it is a RZ code. Again 1 is represented by the half bit duration and a 0, and 0 is represented as a negative half bit duration and 0, again negative half duration and 0. So in this way the polar RZ works. Advantages of the polar RZ, it is simple, no low frequency components are present, and the disadvantages, no error correction, no clock is present, occupies the bandwidth of the twice bandwidth of the polar NRZ, and the signal drop is caused at the places where the signal is non-zero at the 0 hertz. Next, bipolar signaling. This is an encoding technique which has the three voltage levels, namely positive, negative, and 0 levels. And such a signal is called duo binary signal. So there are two kind of the levels, positive and negative and 0. An example of this type is nothing but the alternate mark inversion, that is AMI. For one, the voltage level gets transition from one positive to negative, or from negative to the positive. I mean, having the alternate ones to be equal, to be of equal polarity, and zero have the zero voltage levels. So there are bipolar signaling have the two types, that is bipolar NRZ type and bipolar RZ type. And for the models we are discussed, we have learned the difference between the NRZ and RZ. It just goes in the same way here too. And the following figures are, we can get the idea. In the figure, both bipolar and NRZ waveforms are there, and the pulse duration and the symbol bit durations are equal in the NRZ type, while the pulse duration is half of the symbol bit duration in RZ type. So these are the figures. So this is the clock and this is the data. Bipolar energy is, one is represented as a positive pulse and zero is represented as a no pulse. Again, next one is represented as the negative pulse and zero is represented as a no pulse. Again, next one is represented as a positive pulse and their next one is represented as a negative pulse. So this is the alternate mark inversion type of the code. Again, one is represented as a next alternative position, that is positive pulse, and zero is no pulse. And bipolar RZ, so one is represented as a half bit duration symbol bit and half zero. Zero is represented as a no pulse. Next one is represented as a negative half bit duration and zero is represented as a zero. So this is the bipolar NRZ and bipolar RZ. Advantages: it is a simple one. No low frequency components are present. Acupoise low bandwidth than unipolar and polar energy scheme. This technique is suitable for transmission over AC coupled lines, as a signal dropping doesn't occur here. A single error detection capability is present in these line codes, and the disadvantage is no clock is present and the long string of the data causes the loss of the synchronization. Power spectral density of the line codes, the function which describes how the power of signal gets distributed at the various frequencies in the frequency domain, is called as a power spectral density. That is, a PSD is nothing but how the power of the signal got distributed at the various frequencies. So this is nothing but the PSD. PSD is the Fourier transform of autocorrelation similarity between the observations, and it is in the form of the rectangular pulse. So in this is the S of t signal having the rectangular pulse from the minus of t by 2 to the plus of t by 2. So having the amplitude A, that is S of t is equal to A for mod of t is less than t by 2 and it is 0 otherwise, or t is greater than t by 2, and its frequency domain representation is like this. So minus 1 by t to the 1 by t, the AT is present, and its spectral frequency domain equation will become AT into sine pi TF divided by pi TF. Power spectral density derivation. According to the Einstein-Wiener theorem, if the autocorrelation function of power spectral density of a random process is known, the other can be found exactly. Hence, to derive the power spectral density, we shall use the time autocorrelation, that is Rx of 2, and the power signal x of t as shown in figure. So Rx of 2 is the limit Tp to infinity 1 by t integration of minus Tp by 2 to the plus Tp by 2 x of t and x of t plus 2 dt. X of t consists of the impulse pulse, and Rx of 2 can be written as a 1 by t summation n is equal to minus infinity to the infinity r of n delta of n minus t nt, where r of n is the limit n tends to infinity 1 by n summation k is equal to ak plus n, ak plus n. So we know that by symmetry property Rn is equal to R of minus n for the real signal. So S omega is equal to 1 by T R plus 2 summation n is equal to 1 to n Rn cos of n omega t. And the spectrum omega can be converted into the t. We have Sy of omega mod of f omega square Sx of omega. that is f omega square divided by t summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity r of n e raised to minus j n omega t, that is equal to mod of f omega square divided by t r0 plus 2 summation n is equal to 1 to infinity rn cos of n omega t. Hence we got the equation of the power spectral density. Using this we can find the power spectral density of the various core. Thank you.